Start with Lokesh Mehra, Director Education Advocacy, Microsoft India. Welcome, Lokesh, back on the stage. So give me a big round of applause. He has really worked I will say, hard over the day. So, so as we go along, so I will please have a seat, Lokesh. I will also invite Dr. Veera Gupta, former Secretary CBSE and Associate Professor NUPA. Again, it's a great honor to have you, Madam, again. You have really toiled, I will say, in the school session, really managing so many. Madam, and Dr. Bashir Ahmed Shadrak, who is the country director of the UK initiative in the Open University. So Shadi is a great experienced person in the field of ICTs, I think more than 20 years. And I think his range of global experience adds a lot of value on the stage today. And may I invite Dr. Mukesh Pandey, who is the Dean Industrial Technology, RGTU. Mukesh, please come on the stage. Give him a big hand, please. And we would like to invite Suresh Matre, Vice President of TCS. So I think Suresh was on the way. He has gone to the room to change. So while Suresh comes, we will start. And Seema, keep us informed when he's here. Right? So before we just proceed into the award function, I will like to invite Lokesh just to say a few words like what he heard over the day, what he saw, and what he thought about his the day and the way forward. Yeah, Lokesh.
Thank you, Ravi, and good evening, everybody, again. So Ravi has just requested me to, give you a brief overview of what happened in the higher education track. I'll take somewhere about 5 to 6 minutes to just try and run through, and please, no offense in terms of, having missed out names or anything, but the idea is just to try and be concise of what transpired in the whole day. So in the morning, we started off where the inaugural session, we had eminent panelists out here who talked about, the 11th plan transition from access, equity, and inclusion, moving on to quality and accreditation. ICT can be the game changer. That was one of the elements which was there. And how do you change from a job seeker to become a job creator? Interestingly, the IT Seki, Shri Hari Ranjan Rao, shared with us some ground realities of, at a grassroots level, because he talked about the challenges that he was facing and how he indicated that an education intervention can be said to be only successful when it reaches an end beneficiary at a village level. That's his primary objective from whatever transpired out there. He talked about the statewide area network, the SWANs, the NFOC, the National Fiber Optical Network, what was there. And the interesting part, what he shared with us, was having an e-governance personnel who are trained at a block and a tehsil level. So that's something very, very interesting. The minister, the honorable minister, Manya Mantri ji Mahoday jo the, Kailash ji, he talked about sanskar and sanskriti, if you heard him. And he said that they are two very important elements of the entire education system. Moral values, ethics need to be reinforced. And he also questioned us as to who becomes a teacher. Is it the last resort for people who finally end up as a teacher, or can we appreciate the value of a teacher in our society? So those are some thoughts that he left us to ponder on. The minister kindly has consented to the fact that whatever are the outcomes of the discussions between the higher education track and the school education track, he would pass these recommendations on to the concerned education department. So that's good news for us. Let me just run through some of the sessions. So the first session was on employability, where we talked about employment versus employability. What is, what is employment, what is employability? What is the framework of what a college or a university can adopt? And we also touched upon the NVEQF, the National Vocational Educational Qualification Framework. ISECT and the professor from Sanghvi Institute of Management talked about some of those aspects. Besides that, Mr. Mukesh of CRISP, who was chairing the session, Moziak, Prashant, and myself from Microsoft, we shared some of the best practices that could be implemented. The second session was on changing dynamics. And the chair was Dr. Apu Kuttam. Frankly speaking, he did a wonderful job in terms of time management. All of us are, privy to that. But there were some very interesting topics which were discussed. Dr. Sharma of NSE touched upon financial literacy being one of the critical things that we need to explore. Ritu talked about Tatkal Kaksha, how at any remote location you can immediately, start a classroom, irrespective of the terrain or the geography, you can do that. And Dr. Khandal, he showed his apathy towards research and quality, and he did a deep dive of how to bring about a change. There were some elements of CSR also discussed by Mr. Maheshwari. The third track was on emerging trends. And we had, our colleague from TCS talk about the 6 nuances, which were hardware, hardware, networking, web hosting, document management, ERP, campus management, and professional virtual community. Mr. Khare touched upon the entrepreneurship aspects, what they were doing in the state of MP. And Mr. Panda raised again some critical questions on what happens to the digital have-nots. So we were left to, figure out what could be done. The fourth session or the final session was on tech edu in India. And we got a very good insight of the great work being done by RGTU, the centers of excellence that they are setting up, the plans for adopting new technologies. And, Dr. Sanjeev also shared information with Mr. Mukesh. And then we had a very interesting model which Dr. Laviraj shared with us. He questioned the basic tenets of our thought process. And he shared a unique model called the academic adoption model. So I'm not sure if you were present in the last round, but he talked about that. And his whole idea was that if you can do an interview and on the attitude of the students rather than the domain skills, and look at chunks of windows. He had 14 chunks of windows numbers which were there with a horizontal, process and a stipend being given to the student. Dr. Rajshri left us with some trigger points spanning right from skills, going on to functional English, going on to the finishing school concepts, talking about how you can, meet the 3 Qs and how you can overcome that. So in short, very interesting discussions, lot of information shared. I think a lot of best practices that all of us were able to gather. And we look forward to some recommendations that can be shared with the Minister. Thank you.
Thanks, Lokesh. I think that was very, very comprehensive summary of the higher education track. May I invite Dr. Veera Gupta from NUPA to do the same in the schools. And I am aware that it's a surprise, but I think you can handle it.
Okay. Thank you, Ravi. It's really interesting and very good that these kinds of summits are organized and different stakeholders are invited and they put up a perspective to what are the issues and concerns of Indian education scenario. In a school track, there were 4 themes, and all the 4 themes are our latest policy issues which have been pronounced, and all the educational functionaries are grappling how to handle with them. So the first was vocational education, and people did consider the entry into vocational education, what is the right entry age, what is the vocational courses, how to transact them in the school, and how to evaluate them in the school, and how to prepare teachers for vocational courses. So it was very interesting. Few people shared their concerns and how they are facing, and few people were not totally aware what is this scheme. So these platforms come very handy to really educate and advocate from government policies and schemes and vision what the planners are thinking. Second session was on assessment and evaluation, the difference between assessment and evaluation. The school sector basically is considered, it is a formative ages. So evaluation, which is meant for labeling or categorizing a student, is not really a thing for the school sector. Assessment is considered the thing for education sector, which means diagnosis and feedback. So, but the last stage when you are coming out of the school sector, that is the evaluation stage where universities choose and they want to select a few, like in jobs or in a world of work. So this concept was deliberated why we should do assessment and not evaluation, and then what are the strategies and methods of assessment and how often it should be done, whether assessment is part of teaching or it is a separate activity which is generally considered or which is in common understanding about assessment. The third theme was inclusion. As we know, in this decade there are a lot many paradigm shifts have taken place in the field of education. From the perspective of education for few, now the perspective is education for all, up to secondary level. From this perspective, lot many new things have come. We cannot be selective, we cannot choose, we cannot throw out people from the education sector, labeling them bad. If they are bad for education institution, they are more bad for the society. So we don't have to throw anybody into the society that, okay, bad elements you be in the society and not in the school, inside the school. So inclusive education covers everybody, whether you are socially impaired, physically impaired, mentally impaired, economically impaired, educationally impaired. Everybody has to be taught in a school, and that kind of inclusiveness, if that comes in a classroom, how a teacher has to handle, where we were having a divided society, public schools and private schools, and special schools and normal schools. So those concepts were debated by the panelists, and there was a very meaningful discussion about inclusive education in India. The last discussion was on right to education policy, which is conclusion of all these policies which have come, and for the first time government has taken an initiative of right-based approach of education, where the impetus of the focus of teaching a child is not on the child or parents, but on the supplier side, that is government or provider. It is a duty of the government, it's a duty of the school, it's a duty of the teacher to educate each and every child. So right to education is a dictate, is a command which all of us have to follow. We don't have any choice, and we cannot criticize it anymore. We have to continue doing it and educate each and every child of our country, and how to go about it, what are the problems we are facing. This we shared, and we really found few good practices, how few schools have taken it up in their 25% category quota, and how these children have beautifully integrated in those school systems. So the school track deliberated on these 4 themes, which were very meaningful and good. Thank you.
So I will request my colleague Pragya to bring the laptop here and put it on the stage. so that I can make a presentation. And thanks, Viraj. I think this was a very nice summary. We landed into the zone of Digital Learning Shiksha Ratna Awards, Madhya Pradesh, 2012. 19 December 2012, Radisson, Indore. So, let me explain this, why we are doing this. This is a tribute to the landmark innovations made by public and private entities in the field of education, and we adopted both a public and a jury process for evaluation. The basic reason is that I was like, someone was asking me in the press today that why these awards. I said that you got at least every month an award for films, for a fashion and whatnot, food. But education, which is so much critical for all of us, we all heard about it all over the day. There has to be a process of recognition of the people who are really working hard in the field of education. So why not recognize those people who are taking those steps for improvement of education of our kids? Why not? So I will say that that is the basic motto of these awards. And another caveat is that it's like Olympics, that if you aren't winning a medal in Olympics, never feel that you haven't actually achieved anything. If you are participating in that Olympic, so it's like education, field of education, whatever you are doing, that's a very, very valuable contribution you all are doing. So let's not really be feel bad if any of you is not awarded here. So there is always a next time, right? So with this, these caveats, objectives was to encourage institutions and individual leaders to develop educational excellence in the institutions, to turn the spotlight on emerging leaders and organizations involved in the progress of innovative projects, and identify and facilitate best practices that can be implemented in any other part of the country. So there was an online and an offline form. People were asked to submit forms online, and there were people who were sending it on paper. We also put it the process of voting on the Facebook. So the people, we used Facebook to avoid duplicate entries. And we got a set of jury members to look at the entries. So selection was around innovation, scalability, replicability, ability to overcome challenges, achievement, and impact potential. So we had these eminent jury from various sections of the stakeholders: NAAC, NCRT, UGC, NASSCOM Foundation, and IMT. So, so I will start with the first award itself. And so, guys in the sound room, do have some music going with the awards if you have? So, please put it on, right? अगर कोई संगीत है बॉस आपके साथ तो आप प्लीज चला दें, right? और नहीं तो फिर मैं हूँ ही, I will do it. So, the first award is for the Best International School, and this is based on the people who applied here. So this is for Gyan Ganga International Academy from Jabalpur. So may I invite Gyan Ganga people here, and also request that the music can be lower. It's okay. Yeah. So it was a good ding chika, but thoda kam wala ding chika. Yes. फिर से आइए, प्लीज, give me a big hand. Yes. So can we have the trophy? Yeah, Pragya, please help the. So I will request, like this is about a school, so I will request Veeraji and Shadi to kindly jointly give away like these awards. to, sorry.
One of the director from Gyan Academy Bhopal is here. So may I have you, sir, on the stage, please? Sir, please, thank you.
Just let's have them on the stage. Yes. May I? May I request the Gyan Ganga people to like say a line about your school, what exactly, what new you are doing, something.
Gyan Ganga International School, Jabalpur, is really one of the premier boarding cum day school in Jabalpur. We are the first one, those who has come into ICT, what you call, and the interactive classroom system, the smart classroom system. I think this was the first school in Madhya Pradesh which has got this opportunity to go for 100% digitalization. We are having more than 300 students on campus. We are just running to make it one of the best boarding school as well as the day school. And the curriculum which we are following over there, that is at par with the international schools. Hats off to all the people, those who are working for the betterment of the school. Thank you for the digital learning. Thank you for providing us the opportunity to just hold this award. Thank you very much. Thanks for all listening us.
The next award is for the Gwalior the Glory High School, which is for the teacher training program in the school. So may I invite you on the stage. So I think before you receive the award, I think you should explain like what do you do in here?
Yeah, I'm basically a teacher in Gwalior Glory High School. So it's been a privilege for me to represent my school, and our school has been providing greater opportunities for teachers. And also it has been recognized by CBSE in different areas. And my principal, Mrs. Rajeshwari, has been the master trainer in CBSE. So as my train is, I'm getting late for my train, so I will not be able to spend much time. Thank you so much for the organizers, and thank you so much to you all.
Thank you. Pragya. Veeraji, please. And Shadi, please like to join us. No. Yes, that's fine. Thank you so much. The next award is to the Sanskar Valley School, Bhopal. This is, we had a category called the best school, and there was a voting online. So may I have the school representatives on the stage, please. Welcome. So I think, may I invite you to talk about what's new in your school? What's the innovation?
Good evening to all present. What I can say, throughout the day, whatever we have learned, whatever we have heard of, most of it is implemented in our school. And that's why I can say we are very privileged to be at the Sanskar Valley School. And it's really from the side of our director and our principal, we thank for this award.
Thank you. May I invite Lokesh and Matre ji to like kindly give away these awards. Thank you.
Actually, we are the three academic coordinators who have come to receive it.
Okay.
The different levels.
Great, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. The best emerging school. This is to the PIMR Indore Global Indian International School, Indore. So maybe have a big hand. The first award going in Indore. Can you talk about what are the new initiatives happening at your school, please?
Good evening, everybody. At Global Indian International School, it's a new school for Indore, and we are doing a lot of things to connect our little children with the global changes that are going around. We are already present in 8 countries around the world, so the Global Connect that I'm talking about is regular exchanges, project works, connectivity in terms of subject knowledge, training from the experts around the world. All this is happening in my campus at Indore. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pragya, please come on the stage. May I invite Dr. Pandey and Shadi to give away this award? Please. Thank you. The next award is to the Wendy School Junior College, Gwalior, for the sports facility in the school. So we had this category. Are they here, Wendy College? I think they had a train or something. I don't know. No, no one is here. So we'll move on. And the next award is to the Greenwood Public School for academic excellence in school. So Gwalior again, I think this, are they here? No. Are they here? Please come, please come. Welcome on the stage. Please introduce who you are and what are you doing in the academic excellence.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Greenwood School started in 1996, and throughout from the government also we get the excellence about our academic excellence. And all the field, we are not on the academic. In international activities, we are only in Gwalior. Those are calling students from different countries and holding that program Greenwood Udhotsav. So in that way, I think, and I want to thank all my juries who show trust on us, and I would like to thank all that.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, thank you. May I request Veeraj and Lokesh to please give away the award? Please, madam, please come. Give away a big hand, please. Talia. Yes. Thank you. So, the awards in the higher education, the Madhya Pradesh Shiksha Ratna Awards for the higher education category. So, Aztec University we have selected for leading private university of the state. Give them a big hand, please. So, we all heard Siddharth in the morning. So, may I invite Siddharth to again talk about the genesis of the Aztec University and what's new here.
First of all, thank you Digital Learning and Raviji for bestowing this honor upon us. We are one of the first private universities of the state, and hence the onus lies on us to demonstrate private participation can bring in good things to the education sector. Just two things, because we have been a skill development and vocational training player all along, we want to retain that flavor in the university and continue with the employability and skill development aspect even in the higher education space. And second is an extensive use and deployment of technology, which can bring about a lot of change in the way education and training is delivered, and the learning outcomes can be improved. Thank you.
Thank you. May I invite Dr. Mukesh Pandey and Suresh Matreji from TCS to kindly give away this award jointly. Give them a big hand, please. I think what I liked most about Aztec personally is their interdisciplinary approach in the overall education. the amount of new areas which like they have explored in the whole university system. I think it was a very, very commendable thing. So the NIIT Foundation had applied for the award and for their district learning center. So our someone from NIT here, welcome on the stage. Please give me a big hand. Please talk about your initiative.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are participating into the inclusive development of India. We are training the rural youth into IT sector, and later on we are placing the rural youth into the IT sector and IT-enabled services. This is the part of NIIT, the leading global training institute. This is NIIT Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just another example that how many good initiatives are happening in MP. Yeah. So may I request Matreji and Lokesh to like give away this award. This is the award for the Best Management Institute, and we have Sanghvi Institute of Management and Science. May I invite the team from Sanghvi? Kindly come on the stage. So, may I request the RGTU, Dr. Mukesh Pandey and TCS person to kindly give away this award. Pragya, are you here? Okay, sure. May I invite you to talk about your uniqueness of this institution?
Good evening to all, and my sincere thanks to Digital Learning for giving SIMS the Best B-School award in the state. The practices which we have been using at the school, a very few I will like to mention over here, rather I will mention only two. One is, we have a flexibility to experiment. That is the best part. Every faculty is independent to experiment in consultation, of course, within the norms. There are some set norms, but yes, the faculty has freedom in the classroom. And the second important aspect which I want to highlight is, within the set curriculum, we experiment to fill in the gap between the institute and the industry, that is the academia and the industry. We have made 10 to 15% of the lecture slots in each subject mandatorily to be delivered by the industry speakers. They come, talk to our students, and give them the practical knowledge what our industry is doing. Thank you. Thanks, Adu.
I think the Prateek, who is the force behind the institute, is also in the room. So can I just invite him to say a line about what you are doing?
Good evening, everyone. See, it was not possible without the faculties what I have or the directors who run my institute. So it's better off that they are the face of the institute rather me being the face of the institute. So I'm very grateful for both of my directors who are present right now over here, who have run this institute, and where I am today or where my institute is today is because of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pratik. I think you have acknowledged what should be acknowledged. So there is another award for the emerging institute. This is Gyan Ganga Group of Institutions, Bhopal. So I think, may I invite them again? I think they are the same group. Welcome on the stage. I think you can talk about your higher education stuff. Yeah.
Though, very good evening to all of you. Higher education, when we decided to come into this field of education, first we all thought that we have to become the center of excellence and then provide the quality education. So we selected the best faculties, the best administrative from the India, and designed a different type of training program, because as our industries are growing and growing with the, as technology is growing in very rapidly, I think, and our education system is trying to follow it. So the first and primemost target to train our student, teach them the best thing which is available in the market, because industry is not requiring the guys, those who are following, but the industry is requiring those who are ahead of time. So that is the thing we are working on. And as well as we are in the process of making the best team for not only training them the best, but making them the best entrepreneur also, because in today's scenario, we need good entrepreneurs also, as well as the good workers also. Thank you.
May I request the RGTU, Dr. Mukesh Pandeyji and Bashir Ahmed Shadraji to kindly present this award. Give them a big hand, please. Thank you. And the next award is to the PIMR in Indore for the best faculty. Please come on the stage. Please introduce yourself and mention about your faculty initiatives, please.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Yogeshwari Phatak, the Director of Prestige Institute of Management and Research, and my colleague, Dr. R.K. Sharma, who's the Director in charge of our undergraduate campus. First of all, I'd like to thank Digital Learning for having conferred this award to us. And what I'd really like to say is that Prestige Institute of Management and Research has been the forerunner in management education in private institutes in MP. And I think one of the reasons why we have emerged as a premier management institute, not only in MP but also in India, is because of the vision of our chairman. And one of the things which he does is total autonomy. Our institute is an autonomous institution. We not only have autonomy for academics, but we also have total autonomy, whether it is administrative autonomy, whether it is educational autonomy, whether it is academic autonomy, as well as autonomy to faculty, because of which I'm very proud that Digital Learning has recognized this today, and I'd like to thank them once again for having conferred the award to us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
May I request Mr. Matre and Lokesh to kindly confer the awards, please. Give them a big hand, please. And just to reflect here, that many of you would have heard about many institutions are closing down, both in higher education, especially in higher education, across India. So there is a competition happening of quality. So students are demanding quality. The companies who are coming for placement are demanding quality. So it's not easy for institutions to remain even alive. So in these times, which are hard times, I will say after the post 2008 era, many of the institutions who have remained alive and actually have grown, it is because of their ability to change, ability to adopt to the needs of the market, ability to the needs of the students and the companies and the employers. So in those ways, I think these education entrepreneurs are doing a great service by building the education infrastructure of the country in the private sector without taking away the precious money of the taxpayer from the government. They are taking those risks, building those institutions and running them. So I will take this moment to invite you to give a big hand to all those people for taking those initiatives which are actually building the education infrastructure and opening up and creating choice. So if I'm a student sitting in Indore or Bhopal or Gwalior or XYZ, so remember that in my generation 15 years back, 20 years back, you had limited choices. So either you pass in IIT or an NIT, or you are gone, you are finished. You will not even get admission in the BA. At least in today's world, there are students who are having choices. They can select an A, B, C or B or C institutions. So taking a pause here, just to reflect, why are we awarding these leaders? This is that they have created opportunities, they have taken those risks, and many have failed, but many also have succeeded. So this is to celebrate those people who are taking this initiative in building education infrastructure of the country. So give them a big hand, please. So moving on. The next award is to SIRT Bhopal for the best infrastructure development by an institute. May I invite SIRT, the people on the stage. Welcome. Kindly talk about your institution, please.
Thank you, Ravi ji. Good evening to all of you. I think Ravi ji has already made a very good preamble before coming us. But our journey we started in 2003 under a very wise vision of our chairman, Engineer Sanjeev Agrawal. It is his vision who created the quality infrastructure, and I can proudly say that we are in the process of developing not only quality infrastructure, but also quality engineers who are having those skills for which we spend the whole day. Thank you very much.
May I invite Dr. Mukesh Pandey and Veeraji to kindly confer the awards, please. Give them a big hand, please. Thank you. The next award is to the Sri Aurobindo Institute of Technology, SAIT, Indore. And this is for the ICT initiative in the institution. So may I invite the kindly come on the stage and talk about your ICT spearheads initiatives, please.
See, this is more about individually recognizing it. We go about career counseling individually, and the infrastructure has got a lot of variants. We have nursing, we have nursing, we have dentistry, we have medical, and we have engineering, management, and pharmacy. So we cannot go for a mass thing for the students. We go for individual counselings, and thereby certain reforms which can be done within the with the candidate are possible. We spend about 20% time more than the college time in a which can be called a grooming school. It's a finishing school, sort of grooming school, and that is clubbed or knit with different industries for pharmacy, from technology and management. So that's how we are trying to achieve something which is unique in itself. That's where we are going. Thank you so much.
May I invite Lokesh and Shadi to give away this award, please? Thank you. And the Technical Education Initiative and the institution, this is the Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya. You heard about it in the morning. So they are the leading institution of this state. And so kindly come on the stage, please. And I think you should talk about how RGPV is changing the education scenario of MP.
Thank you very much. As you all know, because Rajiv Gandhi Technological University is a state technological university of Madhya Pradesh, established in 1998. And it is nowadays we can say that's the most modern technical university in the country. So we have placed a lot of initiatives for the betterment of the students and the faculty. We have designed and developed a service portal which cater the requirement of all faculty, students, and all stakeholders. So this is my thought that this is the RGPV service portal is one of the biggest service portal in the academic area in the country. Thank you so much, sir.
So may I invite Dr. Veera Gupta and Shadi kindly give away this award, and may I request Dr. Mukesh to
I will be on receiver side.
to actually receive the awards actually, and I request Lokesh and Dr. Matre also to join, please. Please join. I think Dr. Mukesh, you should also mention some key aspects of the RGPV. Like I think like there are much more, right?
Yeah.
So you should.
Thank you for, very much for identifying and recognizing Rajiv Gandhi State Technological University, Bhopal. That is, I think, when all over India, among all the technical universities, the RGTU is doing very good. Mhatre Sahib is already familiar, and I think Ansam Sahib is also familiar. This is all the credit goes to our visionary and force and the very highly inspiring Vice Chancellor Professor Piyush Trivedi ji. Actually, he is supposed to come. He has been invited in this program, but because of his personal some work at Mumbai, he is not able to come. So this is only all the credit goes to Vice Chancellor Professor Piyush Trivedi. Thank you very much.
The next award is to Virtual Voyage for the Vocational Education Initiative. May I welcome them on the stage. Virtual Voyage. Please mention about your initiative.
वर्चुअल वॉयज का एडवर्टीजमेंट टैगलाइन इस साल का था भेड़ चाल छोड़ो दिल की सुनो। Virtual Voyage is basically a vocational training academy wherein we run courses like fashion designing, interior designing, mass communication, electronic media, animation, event management. मैंने भेड़चाल छोड़ो दिल की सुनो से शुरुआत इसलिए की क्योंकि पिछले कुछ 5, 10, 15 सालों में वोकेशनल एजुकेशन में जितनी डिमांड है उतनी सप्लाई नहीं है. स्टूडेंट्स उतना सीरियसली इस प्रकार के कोर्सेज को ले नहीं रहे और वर्चुअल वॉयज का जो इनिशिएटिव है ये इस डायरेक्शन में बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव था इन द सेंस कि जिन कोर्सेज पर ज़्यादा जॉब्स अवेलेबल हैं उसकी तरफ स्टूडेंट्स का रुझान कम है और हमारा जो बड़ा स्ट्रगल है वो स्टूडेंट्स को आज की मैं समिट में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाया, सुन भी नहीं पाया, मगर हाँ मैं इस बात को कन्वे भी करना चाहता हूँ इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे कि जो हमारा बड़ा स्ट्रगल है वो अभी स्टूडेंट्स को और पेरेंट्स को इस बात के लिए कन्विंस करना है कि इंजीनियरिंग, MBA, बी फार्मा, MCA इसके हटके भी कुछ है. सो पहला स्ट्रगल तो ये है कि स्टूडेंट और पेरेंट्स कन्विंस हो कि हाँ इन क्षेत्रों के अलावा भी कुछ क्षेत्र हैं. हर माँ बाप, हर दादा दादी, मामा नाना अपने बेटे पोते को इंजीनियर बनाना चाहते हैं, MBA बनाना चाहते हैं, मगर इनसे हटके भी कई सारे ऐसे क्षेत्र हैं जिसमें करियर ऑप्शंस हैं. और आई शुड बी नेस्कॉम, इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आज नेस्कॉम भी था शायद, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की अलग अलग स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज से लोग थे. हाँ पिछले 3, 4, 5 सालों में काफ़ी इनिशिएटिव्स सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने लिए हैं वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को लेके, जॉब ओरिएंटेड कोर्सेज को लेके. और मुझे लगता है कि हमारे जैसे प्राइवेट कोर्सेज, प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट्स यदि 1000 की मात्रा में या 5000 की मात्रा में भी भारत में खुलेंगे तो भी शायद वो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन की डिमांड को पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे. थैंक यू सो मच.
I think you have gave the importance of the vocational education. इसमें कोई शक ही नहीं है. और मैं इनवाइट डॉक्टर सुरेश मात्रे जी and Shadi to kindly give away this award. Give them a big hand, please. Government of India is talking about National Skill Development Initiative, and I think that someone like sitting in Indore has taken this a big leap here and should be commended and recognized. Thank you so much. And government sector initiative, the award in here goes to CRISP, Center for Research and Industrial Staff Performance. The CRISP is a leading institution of this state, and it's a privilege to have the CEO here. So may I invite him to talk about it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are thankful to the organizer of the State Education Summit, Digital Learning, for considering us for this award. The award what we are getting today is for a project which we are running for the Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya, Madhya Pradesh. We have designed and developed a portal for them. We are maintaining that portal, and through this portal, more than 3 lakh students and 350 institutions, those are affiliated with the Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya, are getting services, online services, including the payment gateway. Thank you very much.
So may I invite Dr. Mukesh Pandey ji and Veera Gupta ji to kindly give away this award. Give them a big hand, please. So, thank you. So, with this, we move on to the last segment, which is a private sector initiative. And here we would like to recognize the Rumi Education Initiative. They are doing something different in this field here, and I will invite them to speak here. Yeah.
Good evening. I am here to receive this award on behalf of entire Rumi family. Basically, Rumi Education is working for the last 3 years, pan-India, with 150 schools. For the last 8 months, we have entered into Madhya Pradesh. At present, we are working in Jabalpur, Satna, Rewa, entire Mahakaushal region with 12 schools. Our main concentration in schools is in the age group of 3 to 10 years, because in Rumi, we believe that they are the best learners. The age 3 to 10 years, we can provide them the best education. Our key focus areas are communication skills, at the same time, conceptual clarity. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you. May I invite Dr. Veera Gupta and Shadi to give away the award, please. And Lokesh, I think you should also join here. Thank you. And here we end this awards here. And before we close the ceremony, I will invite Shadi to say a few words. So Shadi has worked across continents. He has worked very extensively with various international universities, governments, civil society, the top donors of the world. And so how he sees this initiative in his state, in Madhya Pradesh, this scenario of education, what are the challenges and opportunities? Shadi, please.
Thank you, Ravi. Congratulations to everyone who's won the award. To those who have not been able to receive the award this year, there's always the next time. We always say that those who don't win the award, there are many more opportunities. But for those who won the award, the pressure is on them to continue to sustain their success. It's a great privilege to be here. I'm reminded by the fact that most of the initiatives of this kind, most of the awards of this kind usually happen in capital cities. Robert Chambers once said that there are 5 different syndromes that people have. Robert Chambers is accorded as the father of what they call the participatory evaluation. And one of the syndromes he mentions is what he calls the tarmac syndrome. The development stops when there is proper road, usually in capital cities, usually at a place where there is a lot of visibility. But what is very interesting here is that an award ceremony has not happened in Delhi, not happened in Bhopal, but in Indore, where there is such a recognition accorded to people from different walks of life, from the interior parts of Madhya Pradesh today. So this is a great honor. This is a good tradition that probably digital learning has initiated. I hope that many more awarding institutions would be in a position to replicate this model of taking the success stories from the villages, from Mofussil towns, from B cities, C cities, to the global domain. So that's something that was stunning to me. The second important aspect of this particular event, the School Education Summit Madhya Pradesh, was the fact that many people travel from different locations. Usually when you go to many conferences, you find the known suspects, people who you always relate with. So it's a kind of a circulation of the so-called conference hoppers from one conference to another, usually attend events. But today I can admit that at least 95% of the people in both the rooms throughout the day, I never knew them, I never met them in the past. Although I am new to the education field, but somehow you get to see the same people, same faces in conferences. So I thought this idea of taking education summits to states, but that too to different cities within the states, is a great idea for enabling people from different locations to come together and discuss and be a part of the global discourse. Usually when it comes to education policies and all these impactful thought processes, many a times we see things happen within four walls. But what events like this do is taking the discourse to the street or to places where people can get to participate in these discourses. So this evening when Lokesh Mehra and Veera Gupta summarized the proceedings, it was heartening that these ideas did not emerge from certain quarters in the capital city in Delhi, but these ideas have emerged from people who belong to Madhya Pradesh, who have interest in the state of Madhya Pradesh, but have come from different locations, culminating their thoughts into something that's meaningful. So I thought these few aspects were very interesting to me. Thank you so much. Once again, congratulations to everyone who won the award.
Thank you. And last but not the least, I want to invite Suresh Mhatre, Vice President of TCS, and to highlight as one of the biggest employers of the country, what are your expectations from the colleges? You are having in your room an amazing privilege to address the people who are building the lives of lakhs of students of the country, from schools to colleges to vocational education. And these people who are, when passing out, they are all looking at the switch as mentioned by Lokesh, where TCS is one of the very important recruiters. That कि जितना हमने कर लिया, हमने तो बहुत मेहनत कर ली, अगर लेकिन TCS के एग्जाम में पास नहीं तो फिर क्या फायदा हुआ? So the life has like come to that stage. So I will ask Suresh to highlight what he wants.
Thank you. I think we are all part of the same value chain, and you start with school children, then you get them into higher education, and then TCS continues the training process, because there is still a lot of training that they undergo when they enter into a professional organization, and I think in IT this is lifelong. But what is clearly emerging is that there are gaps between industry expectations and the academic world. What is very, very heartening is that the academic world has taken cognizance of that. We are also taking back a lot of feedback from my own training teams as to what are the constraints which education and academic institutions face. But from today, the two floors, I think one or two things have come out very clearly. That unless the school system does its jobs of the 3 R's and the inculcating ethics and sanskar and maybe good citizenship, I don't think that burden can be taken on by higher education. Higher education is having its hands full coping with the syllabus. It is much more rigorously regulated, and therefore there has to be a clear handshake between the school system, which is building the building blocks, and then it comes to the technical education, which is then preparing a product for the university, for the higher education, which then is for the job market. 3 clear streams are emerging, and I had a chance to study both China and Germany as 2 models. That immediately after 10th standard, they assess the student, and depending on motor skills or cognitive skills and mathematical skills, you get into one of the 3 streams, and one is ITIs, and I'm amazed at the kind of work that is happening in the vocational education. There probably is a need to open 100,000 ITIs and take the bulk of the people there. Then there is diplomas, and then there are higher education. So there's a certification program, then there is a diploma, and then there is higher education. But in our social structure, with the kind of attitudes that we have, this might not work. As one of the ITI principals told me, that vocational training will take off when in marriage bureaus you find that I'm a certified plumber. Instead of saying I'm a BSc or a BA without a job, but I'm a graduate. And that mindset probably needs to change. But a great meeting place, and thank you so much, Ravi, for providing this platform for both industry and academic to exchange ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sureshji. And may I invite as all the award winners on the stage for a group photo, please, with the dignitaries here on the stage.
Very big stage.
Huh?
Maybe 2 lines.
Yeah, so I think we can all stand here.
Some up, some down.
Yeah, some up, some down. So like this is very, very important. We want to like publish it in the next issue of the Digital Learning magazine. In a big time, we want to promote your achievements. We want to promote your initiatives. So the photographer Anil John, please advise how do you go about it to whatever is best photo. So may I just like request others to kindly be seated. We just go about it. So up upar
At the end of the day's play, we can get down.
May I? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as we close the program, I am like requiring attention for one more minute. Please have a seat. There's a very important announcement to be made. 1 minute, please. Just have a seat. So may I invite on the stage a very eminent person from Indore. May I invite Ravi Sethi ji on the stage. So Ravi ji is a eminent industrialist of Indore, and I think that a word of wisdom. So I was having a chat with him as an how he has been seeing this education scenario changing over the state, and so I had some very interesting ideas, and I think that it will be good to have. So, is he around by the any chance? No, will not be here. Okay, so with this, I think we can close the event. And before that, I would like to thank our partners, All India Council of Technical Education, RGTU, Mosaic, SIMS, AdWord, 98.3 FM, Aztec University, CRISP, HP, Jaipuria, and many other speakers, and Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Rojal, thanks for pointing it out, for all the support. And yeah, and a small announcement that many of you are asking for photos, PPTs, videos. All the whole event has been live webcast on our website, education.eletsonline.com. In 2 days' time, all videos, all presentations will be available on the website, and all photos also will be available on the website. So you can download all of it and have a look at it. So with this, I will leave you with dinner and drinks, and I'll encourage you to network and build partnerships. Thank you so much. So giving a big hand to all the speakers and all the delegates and all award winners. Thank you so much.